The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, what its completion means for Ethiopia and Africa. In the heart of East Africa, on the mighty Blue Nile, stands a structure that has already changed history. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is not just a dam. For Ethiopians, it is a symbol of resilience, ambition, and the promise of a brighter future. Today, we explore what the completion of this mega project means, not only for Ethiopia, but for Africa as a whole. For Ethiopia, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is more than concrete and turbines. It's the culmination of a century-long dream to harness the power of the Nile. The dam, once fully operational, will generate over 5,000 megawatts of electricity, making it the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa. This means Ethiopia will more than double its current electricity supply, bringing power to millions of households that today live in darkness. But it's not only about lights in homes. Electricity fuels industries, schools, hospitals, and technology. For a country where 2/3 of the population still lacks reliable access to power, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam could be the engine of transformation, turning Ethiopia into an energy hub for the region. There's also a deep emotional meaning. Ethiopians largely finance this project themselves through bonds and contributions after international lenders refused to support it. For many, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is proof that Ethiopia can chart its own destiny without relying on foreign powers. It has become a unifying national symbol, a modern-day victory over poverty, underdevelopment, and centuries of underutilizing the Nile. For Ethiopians, this dam represents dignity, sovereignty, and a step toward reclaiming their place on the global stage. It is for this reason that Ethiopians call it the Second Adwa, the first black people's victory over white invaders. The dam doesn't stop at Ethiopia's borders. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam could reshape East Africa's entire energy landscape. Neighboring countries like Sudan, Djibouti, and Kenya are already preparing to buy surplus electricity from Ethiopia. This power trade could spark greater economic integration and cooperation in the region. And for Sudan in particular, the dam could help regulate the Nile's flow, reducing devastating floods while providing more predictable water for farming. However, not everyone views the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam as a blessing. Egypt, which relies on the Nile for over 90% of its fresh water, fears that the dam will reduce its share of the river, especially during years of drought. This has fueled years of heated negotiations and geopolitical tension. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has, in many ways, shifted the balance of power in the Nile Basin. Zooming out, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam carries lessons and inspiration for Africa as a whole. First, it demonstrates the continent's capacity for mega infrastructure projects, even in the face of opposition. Africa often relies on outside aid for large-scale developments, but Ethiopia has shown that Africans can pool their resources and achieve the seemingly impossible. Second, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam's completion highlights the importance of energy sovereignty. Today, over 600 million Africans live without access to electricity. Hydropower, solar, and wind are Africa's untapped treasures. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a reminder that sustainable energy is not just a dream, it's within reach. Finally, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam symbolizes the new narrative of Africa, a continent building, innovating, and asserting itself in global affairs. rather than being defined by poverty or dependence. Of course, challenges remain. The dam's long-term success depends on fair water-sharing agreements with neighbors, careful management of environmental risks, and ensuring that the benefits reach ordinary citizens. But if handled wisely, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam could become a model, showing how Africa's natural resources can be harnessed for peace, prosperity, and collective progress. For Ethiopians, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a beacon of hope. For Africans, it is a call to dream big and build boldly. The waters of the Nile, once a source of division, could yet become the lifeblood of unity and growth. This is the meaning of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, not just for Ethiopia, but for Africa's future. Congratulations, Ethiopia, on the successful completion of a transformational project.